Have you ever just looked in the mirror and wondered, how is it that you can have your mom's eyes, but your dad's smile, and still be, well, completely, uniquely you? It all boils down to this incredible microscopic dance happening inside your cells. So, let's get into it. Let's talk about the genetic shuffle.
Okay, so here's a question that sounds simple, but is actually profound. Think about it. If each parent just passed down all of their genetic info, every single generation would have double the chromosomes of the last. I mean, pretty quickly, that would become a biological disaster, right? So, how does life solve this fundamental math problem? Well, the solution starts with a very precise countdown. Life has this genius built-in system to make sure the numbers stay correct, generation after generation. For us humans, 46 is the magic number. Almost every single cell in your body, what scientists call a somatic cell, has 46 chromosomes. And they're not just floating around, they're organized into 23 pairs. You get one set of 23 from your mom and a matching set of 23 from your dad. So you can really see the problem here. Without some kind of system to have that number, you'd go from 46 to 92 to 184, total genetic chaos. But biology is, incredibly clever. It has a very special process designed to prevent exactly this from happening.
And that clever solution? It's all about division. But we're not just talking about splitting a cell in two. We're talking about splitting up the genetic information inside it in a very, very specific way.
The name of this process is meiosis. Now, you might be familiar with regular cell division, mitosis, which just makes identical clones. Meiosis is different. It has one and only one special job: to cut the number of chromosomes in half. It is literally the biological engine that makes sexual reproduction possible. To really get this, we need just two key terms. Your regular body cells are called diploid because they have two full sets of chromosomes. We represent that as 2n. The entire point of meiosis is to create haploid cells, which have just one single set, or n. Simple as that.
So what are these special haploid cells? Well, they're called gametes. You and I know them as sperm and egg cells. They are these tiny, incredible packages of genetic information, each carrying exactly 1/2 of the blueprint for a new person.
So how does a cell actually pull this off? How does it go from 46 chromosomes down to 23? Well, it's not just a simple chop. It's more like an elegant, carefully choreographed two-step dance.
And here's what that dance looks like from start to finish. We start with that single diploid cell. It then goes through not one, but 2 rounds of division. We call them meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, and the end result is 4 totally unique haploid cells.
Let's just boil that down to its absolute essence. The first big division, meiosis 1, is all about separating the pairs of chromosomes, pulling mom's version and dad's version apart. Then, the second division, meiosis 2, pulls apart the duplicated copies of each of those chromosomes. So first you separate the pairs, then you separate the copies. Now here is a really critical detail that can trip people up. The cell is actually considered haploid after that very first division. You might be thinking, wait, why? The chromosomes are still duplicated. And you'd be right, but the matching pairs have been separated. The cell no longer has 2 full sets of instructions, so boom, it's haploid.
But meiosis isn't just about counting chromosomes. This is where things get really interesting. This is where life gets creative. It's how we get genetic variation, the very thing that makes every single one of us unique.
I love this description because it perfectly captures what happens. Early on in meiosis, those matching chromosomes, one from your mom, one from your dad, they literally cozy up, intertwine, and swap pieces of themselves. It's amazing. This incredible event is called crossing over. It's a physical trade of DNA segments that creates brand new, never-before-seen combinations of genes on a single chromosome. It's the ultimate genetic remix. And this, right here, is the secret sauce. This is the answer to our original mystery. This genetic shuffling is exactly why you and your siblings can be so different, even though you come from the same 2 parents. Every single sperm and egg cell that gets made is a one-of-a-kind genetic lottery ticket.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. We've seen how meiosis halves the chromosome number and shuffles the genetic deck. So what's its role in the big picture of life? And what happens when this super precise dance makes a misstep?
This little chart just lays it all out perfectly. Mitosis, that's for everyday growth and repair. It makes 2 identical diploid cells. Meiosis, on the other hand, is only for sexual reproduction. It goes through 2 divisions to make 4 unique haploid cells. Totally different goals and totally different results.
So, the grand finale of this whole process is this. You get 4 genetically distinct cells. Each one has exactly half the normal amount of genetic information. They are perfectly primed and ready to combine with another gamete to create a brand new, completely unique individual. And it's all designed to ensure that life stays varied and interesting.
Now, with so many intricate steps, this tiny, microscopic choreography has to be absolutely flawless. But sometimes it isn't.
One of the ways it can go wrong is through something called non-disjunction. That's just a fancy word for when the chromosomes fail to separate properly during one of the divisions. This can lead to a sperm or egg cell with either too many or too few chromosomes, and that's the underlying cause of genetic conditions like Down syndrome. It's a powerful reminder of just how incredibly precise this process needs to be.
And that really brings us full circle, doesn't it? From a simple need to not double our chromosomes, our cells perform this incredible dance. They have the code, then they shuffle the deck, creating the raw material for all the amazing diversity we see in the world. It's how you got your mom's eyes and your dad's smile, but ended up as someone completely, totally new. Pretty amazing when you think about it.